So now we have our next speaker, and Anna, she will present now how they are testing actually the site-specific risk assessment framework for 4 municipalities in the Gorenjska region in Slovenia. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward how this tool can be moved into the practice now. So the floor is yours.
Hello, thank you, Anya and Katarina. Hello to everyone. My name is Ana Dolenc, and I'm working in Institute of Republic of Slovenia for Nature Conservation. So I will present like the applicative aspect of the methodology that Anya showed us just now. So I will just share the screen. Let's see.
We already see the presenters mode.
Yes. Just here. I think it can be seen, right?
We see only a part of it, and it's the upper square.
Okay.
Can you maybe enlarge the screen?
Yes, now it's good.
Okay, okay, perfect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great. But it's still, yeah, okay. And let's see if this works. Okay. So, as I said, we are testing a site-specific risk assessment on methodology on non-native tree species in the pilot area of Gorenjska region. So our institute works in collaboration with partners in the ALPTREES project development agency SORA, and we also work closely with Slovenian Forestry Institute, which is also a partner in the project. So we will present our work, and which was done in collaboration with my colleagues, Alexander Marinšek, Sonia Rozman, and Darja Baric. So about the what is the site-specific risk assessment, we already heard. Do you see okay all the presentation?
Can you maybe make it a little bit smaller so that we can see the full picture? Something is not
okay.
If you just make it a little bit smaller, or yes, press.
I will stop share and I will try again.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. Okay.
Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Sorry for not telling you.
Yeah, sorry. Is this okay? Okay.
Can you go on the? It's better. Yeah, I think it's better. Let's see.
I think it should be seen.
Yes.
Do you see all the titles?
One slide back. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see. No.
Okay, it's
no.
Yes, now it's good. Now we see all of it. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay, thank you. What is a site-specific risk assessment? Anya explained perfectly, so I will just stress here that it's a useful tool for different stakeholders for responsible use and management of non-native trees, and it is intended for nature conservancy, forest management, NGOs, local authorities, policymakers. Our aim of the study was testing the new site-specific risk assessment methodology for non-native trees in the forest and urban area, and we focused on identifying problems in the data collection and also the weaknesses and in the methodology, and also finding ways for improvement. So our pilot area is Gorenjska region. Our 4 pilot areas are situated in this part, as you see on the map. So 70% of Gorenjska, the region, the whole region, are mountains, and only 30% of the region actually lies in the valley and flat part of central Slovenia. As much as 40% of the region is situated over 1,000 meters above the sea level, and the nature in this region is really well preserved. Here is also our only national park. Yeah, as I said, nature is here in this part is really well preserved. But we only, so in our study, we focused on 4 pilot municipalities here, as you can see here. And these 4 pilot areas are located in the lower part of Gorenjska region, because we expected more problems in this part with extension of non-native trees in the nature as well as in urban area. For our study, we choose 4 pilot municipalities based on the existing data sets and the effective demonstration of communication and active involvement of policymakers and stakeholders in the assessment processes. To have some idea about the place and the area, let me say that it is covered 62% with forest. The altitude goes from 350 to 2,500 meters. We can find two cities here, and also protected areas, forest, non-forest, peri-urban, and urban areas. So for the methodology, we already, so Anya already explained these 8 steps we are following. Additionally, we gathered our existing data on non-native trees and ecological features from Slovenian platform for non-native organisms called Invazivke, which was presented by Martin in the presentation in the morning. It's from Live Artemis. We also used tree cadastre of City Kranj. We used different ecological features and also forestry data. And we did field surveys in all 4 ALPTREES pilot areas. So here are the results. Our preliminary results: 25% of our pilot area is designated as Natura 2000 sites, and some more areas is actually covered as natural values. We mapped existing information on forest habitat types and forest associations. As you can see, the data on the left map is the data on habitat types, and as you can see, is fairly scarce. We only have some parts covered. On the other side, we have data on forest association, which covers all the forest, but not the urban areas. These data are also not so up to date, and it is a generalized map of association in a scale of 1 to 100,000. So it doesn't show the smaller habitat types, which actually could be important in terms of nature conservation. So we mapped all the existing data of recorded non-native trees. As you can see here on the map, we have 3 different databases. One of them is our field survey. This is the green points. And as you can see here, the majority of data of non-native trees are clustered in around 2 cities and surroundings. So here, oh, sorry, here and here. So, and the data in the forests are actually almost not existing. So we, from all the recorded data, we did a list of 10 non-native tree species, which are the most numerous. We can see that, so from on the basis of literature, we know that Robinia pseudoacacia, Quercus rubra, and Alianthus altissima are invasive tree species, and Rus tifina is potentially invasive. Together, we recorded 53 non-native tree species in all 4 pilot areas. So from the analysis we did also is forest habitat types. We crossed with non-native trees. So here we present the habitat types where we can find the non-native trees. There are 5 habitat types. Well, we find 5 habitat types, but that doesn't mean that only in these 5 habitat types we non-native trees exist. It only means that we have data for these 5 habitat types. We also find, we also did it with phytosociology mapping, so we get association and alliances. And here is also the problem of data. So it doesn't mean that there are no native trees present in other habitat types. It's only the data shows these 8 habitat types. So to summarize, our motivation for doing site-specific risk assessment was testing the methodology. We defined the risk assessment area. We identified 53 non-native trees currently present through existing data. We did an inventory. So for the 4th step, we did an inventory of Natura 2000 and natural values, which might be affected by non-native trees. And we analyzed available site-specific data of non-native trees and additional data from the field survey and their establishment in habitats of high conservation value. So we are here, so the next 3 steps, 6, 7, and 8, assessment, management, and conclusions, are the steps we still have to do, and we will do it till June. So here are our conclusions so far in our testing. So for a better site-specific risk assessment, we need more data on habitat types and spatial extent of non-native trees. We also we need data which are up to date. Also, the site-specific risk assessment in our experience is could be more accurate for smaller areas, also related with data. And also we can do additional field survey to fill potential data gaps. Field survey is highly recommended, and this especially in areas of high conservation value. And we have found with no weaknesses in the proposed methodology. It can work really nicely, but it is related with a good data input. So thank you very much for your presence, and if you have more questions, please please ask.
Thank you very much, Anna. I think this is a good example how the risk assessment methodology can also indicate for regional data gaps.
Yeah.
So this is also really important part of the tool, that of course we will always identify data gaps, and it's really important to clearly state this, which can then of course hopefully promote more research activities to fill these gaps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So is there a question to Anna?
There is no question in the chat. But I have a question.
Perfect.
Very good.
Perfect.
You mentioned how to say, as somebody who we were talking very much about how to develop the risk assessment and how to make it as useful as possible,
yes,
and as easy to follow. You did mention the gaps you identified in the data, in the data landscape in the small region. From your experience, do you think it's feasible? It is feasible to overcome those gaps?
I think, well, it's a difficult question. Of course, we need more data. We are realizing that we need more data in different areas, also in biodiversity, from the aspect of biodiversity. So for sure, we would need more data on habitat types, for example. And on the matter of non-native tree species, for example, yeah, there is this platform. It's an open platform of non-native organisms we have in Slovenia. It worked really nicely. Also, some forestries are included, and they put the data here as well. So it's important to gather all the information. We have information scattered a little bit in different parts. Yeah, I hope it is feasible, because we need more data.
I think you mentioned an important point, that this information might be scattered in different locations and spread over many various sources.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Anna, for answering.
Thank you for the question.